One of the major components that the algorithm uses to decide how far to push your content is how long somebody's spending on your content. Hey friend, welcome back. If you don't already know me, my name is Chelsea and I've created this channel as a hub for an all-in-one creator spot. If you're watching this video as it comes out, this channel is still really new, but there is a lot to come. Anything from monetization to social media tips and tricks to creating your content. So if you're a creator, then you're going to want to stick around for that. Now let's get into it. Today we are going to specifically talk about tips and tricks on how to keep people watching your reels all the way through or watching multiple times. As I've mentioned before, Instagram's main goal is to keep people on the app as long as possible. So our main goal is to keep people on our content as long as possible. The way that we can do this is to make our content very interesting. So with our reels, we want people to be watching either all the way through or repeatedly. So I'm going to give you some tricks on how to keep people engaged for that long. In my personal experience, the reels that are between 4 seconds and 8 seconds long usually do a lot better than any longer or any shorter. That's just something to keep in mind. Most people have a very low attention span these days. So the longer your reel is, the harder it's going to be to keep them engaged for that entire time. One of the things that you can do is creating a hook. So something to capture people's attention and hook them in to make them wanting to find out what happens or get all of the information that you are going to give them in the video. Make sure that you deliver on the information that you are promising them and deliver it quickly. Don't add in any fluff to make it any longer than it needs to be. Just make it as long or as short as the reel needs to be. Cut out any pauses. Make sure that you edit everything down so it's fast and to the point. Everything should just be constantly moving. It should not be any standstills, nothing. So another thing that you can do is looping reels. So if you don't know what I mean, check out this video right here.
Oh, I got rid of my sticky eye.
Mommy wets a washcloth with warm water, then she puts it on my eye to soak and wipe off the crusties. And then she applies light pressure, wiping down along my nose. My eye went from this to this in a few days.
Save this video because you just learned how I got rid of my sticky eye.
So this video was actually one of my viral reels, and the way that I looped it so perfectly was I essentially filmed the ending and the beginning in one clip, and then I just cut it in half and put the beginning to the beginning so it just looped, if that makes any sense. So what I did was I said, save this video because you just learned how I got rid of my sticky eye. And then I cut it in the middle of you just learned and how I got rid of my sticky eye. I put how I got rid of my sticky eye at the beginning, and then it just looped perfectly. So some people were accidentally watching my reel once again. This works out in our favor because people really like a perfect loop. They think it's really cool. It's something that you don't see every day, and it gets people watching your content again. Next thing that you can do is you can create a shorter video with text on the screen. I wouldn't suggest making it any shorter than 4 seconds because you don't want to annoy people. Essentially, you can put like a paragraph. I wouldn't make it a big long thing. Make it like a few sentences so that people read it, but this will get people re-watching the video so that they can read the entire thing. Just remember to keep it interesting and captivating, because if it is neither of those things, then nobody is going to read it in the first place. Another thing that you can do is you can write somewhere, either on your video, or you can do it in like the music section when, if it's an original audio, you can rename the original audio to watch till the end. Or you can put this somewhere in your video. It's the same sort of thing as a call to action. People need to be told what to do, otherwise they are less likely to do it because they need that reminder. So if you write on the screen or in your little soundbar, watch till the end, people are more likely to watch till the end, especially because it makes them excited to figure out what happens at the end. Next thing that you can do is write a longer caption. If you write a longer caption, what's going to happen is your video, while somebody's reading it, is going to loop in the background. So somebody is watching your video over and over again. You have to be careful with this though, because you don't want to write too long of a caption. If you write a really long caption, somebody's going to open it and see that it's way too long and they just don't want to waste their time. So I would say for me, I don't typically do any more than 2 or 3 paragraphs, but you also want to tailor this to your audience. So this will take a little bit of trial and error, figuring out whether this works for you or it doesn't, and how long that caption should actually be. And make sure it's an extension of your reel. It's something that you couldn't say in your reel, you just didn't have enough time to say. When I write captions, I personally like to use my captions to elaborate a little bit more about what I was trying to say in the reel. Whatever I couldn't say in there, I'll put in my caption. And I like to give a little bit more intimate details just to connect with my audience on a little bit more of a personal level. Being in the motherhood niche, a lot of people don't talk about the nitty-gritty details of motherhood. So I like to give people a little bit more insight about my personal thoughts and feelings, even if it's something that's hard to talk about, with whatever I'm going through, to make people feel seen and know that they are not alone in this. Captions are such a good way to engage with your audience and let your audience know who you really are. So if you're going for the longer captions method, I suggest writing captions with a lot of value and letting your audience into your life to connect with them on a deeper level. These are all practices that I use in my videos to help me expand my reach and increase watch time. I would love to hear if there's anything else that you're doing that works for you down in the comments, and I'll see you on the next video. Stay classy, friend.